Hi guys, it's Emily Swank here with Autism Assistant, and we have another installment of our featured provider interviews today. And I really like doing these because I feel like, you just get to see a little bit about the groups that you're thinking about working with and seeing a little bit more about their passion behind the scenes and the reasons they do what they do. So today I'm actually interviewing a couple people today from Hope Group. So the first one is Tiffanee Tomlinson. And she is their DDD coordinator that helps oversee the habilitation and respite services. Hi, Tiffanee.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good, thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I'm actually just going to jump right in and have you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do, and kind of at Hope Group, like the age range that you work with and the services that you offer and kind of your service area.
Perfect, awesome. So again, my name is Tiffanee Tomlinson. I'm the DDD coordinator. I work with the Division of Developmental Disabilities as like a coordinator to gather paperwork, to gather habilitation goals, to help services get started. I'm in charge of getting authorizations up and running so that our clients can start getting services from our providers. I'm located in the office, so I work with a variety of different age groups, not just one, but I basically am that liaison between DDD, the client, and the provider.
Well, that's really cool. I've worked with the DDD, didn't work with them. We use their services, and I didn't realize that they had client liaisons. That's really cool.
Yeah. So if, like, for example, if a family is needing something from the division and they're, the division's very busy, they can reach out to me and I can help kind of just be that advocate for families as well. So I'm here for whatever families needs, whatever Hope Group provider needs, and also support coordinators.
Oh, that is huge. That's a great resource for parents. It's amazing.
It really is, yeah.
So why are the services that you offer, why are they so important to autistic children?
The two services I coordinate, both habilitation and respite, really service any developmental disability. But with autism specifically, we help implement goals to help provide more independent living and more social skills, which is really right up the alley for autism. And so we help that client or that member feel a little bit more independent in their lifestyle, and also being able to go out in the community and socialize in an appropriate manner. With respite, we're able to provide that break for families that families really need. And the good thing about both of those services is they can be provided when the families are there. So some families may just need help, they might need a break to go take a shower. It could be to run to the grocery store for a few minutes. It might just be a little bit of a breather for that mental break that they need, which is definitely needed in the autism community for sure.
100%. Those are key services right there.
Yes, absolutely.
So parents who are new to this whole process, maybe have a new diagnosis, what should they expect? What is the initial, kind of getting started? What does that look like?
Sure. So I think the biggest thing that parents need to know is sometimes services are not readily available, and you really have to be your own advocate for these services. There are so many people in need and there's just not enough help. The biggest thing is to make sure that you are advocating for yourself. Make sure you're pushing those support coordinators to get you the hours, to get you the services that you need, which they are so helpful and they're ready to help, but they need you to push that because there are so many clients that they're working with. As well as getting on lists of as many agencies as you can. A lot of agencies have match lists, so they might not have a provider readily available. If you can get on different lists, and when somebody says, hey, we have a provider ready for you, then you can have the hours from the division sent to whatever agency you can get a provider for first. The biggest thing is to make sure that your kiddo or your loved one is getting services, not no matter what group you're going to, but most groups out here are trying to do the very best for the clients. So you got to be you're your biggest advocate. And again, there might be some wait time, but just keep pushing and keep making sure that they know what you're in need of. The other thing would also be to make sure that you have a set schedule kind of where you're looking for services to be implemented. One of the hardest things is matching scheduling. So a provider that's available at a certain time, and then you have a family that's available at another time. We try to match based off of that. But when that schedule changes frequently, that can completely eliminate the provider that we were working on. So making sure you have somewhat of a set schedule to where we know that we can provide services, and that would go for any agency.
That is really good advice.
Yeah.
Firsthand experience. Yes, that is great
Yes.
advice on all fronts.
Yes.
So what is your inspiration behind doing what you do?
Well, my inspiration is my daughter. She has Down syndrome. And so she has just opened my eyes to this community that I knew existed, but I wasn't really familiar. And then having the opportunity to work with Hope Group has then expanded my vision even more to this wonderful community. So she is my passion. I have fought for services for her, and will continue to do so. There's been a couple times where the services were, going to be let go because she was doing so well. But I fought for those, and our family fought for those services, and we still have them. So she is my biggest inspiration, and in turn, all of our other clients have become big inspirations for me as well.
Well, that's great. So what would you say is the most challenging thing about what you do, and then the most rewarding?
I think that the most challenging thing is knowing that a person is in need and not being able to help them right away. That is very, very challenging. We want to be able to help everybody, but again, sometimes it takes some time. The most rewarding is when you have a family in need and you are able to help them right away, or at least within a time frame that works for their family. And then to see the progress that's been made over a certain period of time when you have providers stick and there's that magical match that happens between a provider and family, and you get feedback from the family that they're doing really well, and the provider says it's going so well, and I feel like I'm helping society out by doing this. Like, that is very, very, very rewarding for me.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And last question would just be, what is something that you would like parents to know about you guys, about Hope Group, about your services?
Hope Group stems from our owner. The owner of Hope Group is Lori Cairns, and she started Hope Group way back when her son was diagnosed with autism at a very young age. He had a very bleak diagnosis, basically said that he would be in his room and not do much and just basically keep him comfortable. He is a college graduate at now, I can't remember exactly how old he is now, but he's a college graduate. He works for Hope Group. He is a VR coach. He's an avid golfer. So don't listen to the diagnoses. They're bleak. They're always bleak. They're always the bare minimum. And at Hope Group, we really try to make sure that people know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we have the services that you need to get your child to where you want them to be, because they don't have to just sit in a room. They can be part of society just like anybody else, and we're here to help that. Everybody at Hope Group either has a family member that has services or has a disability of some sort, a developmental disability of some sort, and so we have skin in the game. We are here to help. We get it.
I love that. That's awesome. And that's great to hear about her son.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, if you guys have questions for Tiffanee about habilitation and respite in that area with Hope Group, there will be a link in the description of the video to their profile on Autism Assistant, so that you can contact who you need to through there, or if you want to just go see more information about Hope Group, you can go to their profile. Thank you so much, Tiffanee, for taking the time to talk with us today. I love, hearing about the people that work for these companies, a little behind the scenes, and why you do what you do. So I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, of course.